So, thank you, Marco, for this opportunity to share my information and knowledge with the Tomorrow to Group dentists. So, just a quick info about myself. I've been a dentist for the last 20 years. I have special interest in hypnosis, acupuncture, orthodontics, and prosthodontics. But as a serious art, like we do with prosthodontics, orthodontics, periodontics, or whichever subject you deal with. So I think it's critical to understand and not take photography too casually. You have to make sure that you check in your viewfinder that the image that you're seeing is sharp enough. If it's not sharp enough, you're basically moving your body to and fro. Gently, you move forward or backwards to make sure the photograph, the image, the subject that you're trying to capture is nice and sharp. Once you understand that, you take a shot. And you take a shot, you see whether the light balance is correct or not. So that is your full frame camera. Now here, another point I will touch upon very quickly, okay? Probably I'll elaborate that when we're talking about full frame and crop sensor. So share more. So you must bear in mind that if you are using a crop sensor camera, you must multiply that 1.6 times if you're a Canon user. Please make a note. 1.6 times if you're a Canon user and 1.5 times if you're a Nikon user. Now another concept you must be also familiar with is field of view. How much a lens can see. If you look at different lenses here, this diagram really is self-explanatory. If I'm using the 8mm lens, the field of view is absolutely wider, almost 180 degrees. It's a very good setup for portrait. You basically decide what you want to invest in. I'll give you a range of options. You will see the photograph of the photograph of the photograph with different products. You pick and choose what you like. Okay. So that's the Yongnuo same image of the same setup, which I'm showing from different angles. This is good for portrait photography, front and the rear view of the setup. You can also modify the light. Again, there are different types of modifiers. Again, do not invest in this at early phase of your photography journey, because huge images, because their elbows are out and they're taking photos. Elbows should be in position nicely and take photos. I can go on and on about this because I tend to explain things in much. You need to understand that if you are at f2.8, which you will not be for dental photography, probably yes for portrait photography, your depth of field is quite shallow. You need to understand that. So here is an example. Some people, when they take the camera and the lens in the beginning, they don't know this and they take a photograph like this. And that is, sorry, I think one of the...
If you have any kind of questions, Santosh is here for answering. Just don't ask him money.
Yeah, the beginning of the lecture needs a richy bitchy dentist, and mostly the richy bitchy dentist do not invest too much in good equipment. They do shitty dentistry just for money. Just a small comment. Actually, my question is about, I always suffer from the positioning and framing. The last 5 minutes of the lecture is very, very important, and I would like if you can offer another one to talk deeply about the positioning, because many times, not sometimes or a few times, many times I get rid of taking any pictures because I'm trying to adjust to myself and cannot capture, for example, that distal lower 7 molar. Always headache. I'm trying to capture the deep margin while the matrix zone. I would like to show the adaptation of the matrix, and I suffer from the positioning. This is number one. And number two, I'm using 1200D Canon. And the regular lens 55. I use Jodox red flash. Yes. And same problem. In addition to the positioning, the camera doesn't see what I want to capture. So I don't know if you
I got your question.
okay.
If that's okay, I can answer now. Now, I think what you mentioned was one bit, which is flash. Sorry, your lens. You said 55 mm. Is that correct?
Yes, the 55. Yes.
You have to take 55 mm is not a macro lens. Okay. Are you using a crop sensor or a full sensor?
Crop sensor.
Crop sensor. Okay. 55 magnified by 1.5 times. It is not 55. It's about 80 or 82, 85. It's okay. You can take reasonably okay shots, but you'll not really expect yourself to take a real good close shot unless you crop the photograph. Okay. Which actually is what I've been telling in the beginning, that we should avoid that just because we lose details. But you don't necessarily have to invest in a lot of expensive stuff. This is some of the stuff which I showed, gave a range of products that you have.
It has been a real pleasure to have Santosh with us. Santosh is the Bible of dental photography for me. I do photos from many years, from a lot of time, but honestly, when I listen to Santosh speaking about dental photography, I just realize how bad I am, and now I am really bread and butter. I just do click sometimes and do the settings.